Hey guys, it is almost the end of the season. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. Let's get right to it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
It's the penultimate.
I like when Phil surprises me and comes out and does something shocking. What's up, Phil?
I'm good. It's the penultimate episode of Shameless for season 8.
Episode 11.
That's right.
That's right. What's up, guys?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, hey, hey.
Penultimate.
Yeah.
And William H. Macy wins.
Did he win?
He
'Cause
won.
I missed it. Yay! I was
For the
watching
SAG
show.
Awards. Congratulations.
He deserves it. They don't get enough nominees. And I'm glad he gets nominated, but there are so many other, like Emmy, I think gets shunned every year. She's really good.
I think give them they weren't nominated for the cast ensemble. I feel that's an easy
Even the
one to win.
Yeah.
Just win. Everybody wins.
Right.
The whole cast.
Right.
Go.
They do deserve some type of recognition, especially doing this for 8 seasons and, you know. But yeah, we love them anyway. Yeah,
do.
where can everybody find you on social media so that they can follow along with you guys?
I'll go first.
Yeah, please.
You can find me on Instagram at Bonjour Juliet.
And you can find me at JJ Jurgens.
Perfect. Phil?
At Phil Svitek.
And you guys can find me at Hayley Clover. Let's dive right into it. Let's talk about Ian. JJ, you weren't here last week. So give us your opinion on this storyline that's going on now with Gay Jesus.
Boy. Really? Not my favorite Ian story. I mean,
I don't disagree with you on that. What is it about it?
No, I'm just not. What is it?
What is it about the storyline do you think that you don't enjoy?
I don't know. I guess maybe I just had. I don't know. I think I had bigger hopes for his character, and I just had different ideas of where he would be going with his future and his career.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm just having a hard time jumping on board
See-
for this one.
I think that's absolute bullshit. I love this.
You do?
You like Gay Jesus?
You
The
love
storyline?
Gay Jesus?
Here's the thing. I think finally something interesting is happening, and there's a motive, and you know he's able to help people. Now, what I like is the internal struggle of how do I handle all of this. I don't think he's going about it the right way. Certainly more of a Malcolm X than a Martin Luther King version of what he's doing. Blowing up that car was a step too far for sure. But that's what and tonight when he's listening to the dad and then he's listening to the kid, yeah, there's a gray area, and I think he's too quick to pull the trigger, figuratively maybe more literally, who knows. But I think it definitely is a lot more interesting than him just talking about how he's depressed over Monica or something else.
Well, sure.
I agree with that, yeah.
With that specifically, I do not need to hear that anymore. But it does worry me a little that this goes too far and then snaps him back into some type of mental health issue again. You know, they haven't really talked about his meds too much, except for they alluded at that one part with him and Fiona when she kind of asked him, like, is everything okay? And, are you taking your meds? And we didn't get a full answer. So that kind of stuck with me, I think, this whole thing. And, yeah, just seeing everyone, just like just fawning over him so much. It's just a little worrisome. It's like not comfortable. It's not real. Like,
It's a lot. It's a lot. And I think we've talked about this in other episodes, but it comes again. Like, we don't see him as at work, and that worries me a lot. I think you need to have a balance of, yes, you're helping people, but you're still at work, and your job is actually to help people. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's put up on this huge pedestal, and as we see at the end of this episode, he's taking it a little too far. And
For sure.
Yeah, it's going a little crazy.
He does have that kind of like obsessive personality.
Yeah.
Like when,
Very true.
Right. When something happens, it is always taken to the absolute extreme. There's no in between where, he maybe has like a weekly just small meeting, a council meeting, almost like an AA type of thing.
Right.
That could be it, but it's turned into this like
Right, that's a great point.
thing.
We don't see him checking in,
No.
And it's funny because I would like to see that dynamic with Lip. Obviously, Lip and him are going through completely opposite things, but they used to be a really good support system for each other, and I kind of miss that relationship.
You don't see that really with any of them anymore. They're all kind of on their own storyline. I think what
Right.
was so endearing about them was that they were somehow always connected.
Right.
Whereas now I don't feel.
They get breakfast together.
They
But
do, but
it's
it's not the
sort
same.
of not even. Like they all
used
make
to
their
be-
own.
Right. They used to be always intertwined with each other's storyline, like Hayley's saying. So Lip would go through something dramatic, Ian's next to him, vice versa.
Well, I
Like
don't,
Ian would have been going to beat that guy up with him.
Exactly.
Like that wouldn't have been him by himself. He
Right.
would have been in that plan.
yeah, I get your point. I don't necessarily mind that they're off on their own storylines. It just depends how interesting the storylines are. This one I think is relatively interesting, although I don't necessarily mind Ian being so obsessive about things, but I think even Malcolm X, let's say, if that's not saying that's his inspiration, but that's the route, if you're going to compare, that he's taking, was still a very learned man. And I think Ian's got a lot to learn
Yeah.
and educate himself on. And whoever the church guy is that's sort of behind the scenes helping, I think he should listen to him.
Yeah.
And how they approach
helping
this.
or not helping. It's just kind of like a big free for all right now. It kind of seems like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not completely sold yet, but we'll see.
It's not for sale.
No, you're right. So Lip, like I was saying, he goes and decides to help out
Sierra.
Sierra. Thank you. Yeah, Sierra calls him or texts him really late at night, like 2 a.m, and we find out that her dad does get out of jail. He's on parole, and she's totally freaked out. We learn why she's so freaked out. We knew that he killed her mother, but we didn't really know how, and she goes through that whole monologue. That would be awful. Couldn't even imagine. Oh my god. And so yeah, Lip is back in this boyfriend type of role. Not that they're, anything official, but he very much jumps right back into that role for her.
That scene was very intense, but to be honest with you, it was kind of disappointing to me.
The murder monologue.
Right. I mean, honestly, I feel like one of the reasons I tune into Shameless is I do, as much as I want to laugh, I kind of also want to cry.
Oh, right.
You know
There
what
have
I
been
mean?
plenty of times that I've cried.
Right. And I feel like that scene, I would have seen something like that in the earlier season, I would have been crying. So I don't know if it was like with the performance, even she wasn't really crying. And I don't know if that's kind of the direction they wanted to go, is not make it over dramatic. But
Right.
I don't know. I kind of missed that. What about you guys?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I was kind of thinking the other day when I was thinking about the season, I haven't been super emotional at all either way, like incredibly happy for somebody or incredibly sad. And that is different because last season I was crying at the end. So yeah, it is a little bit lackluster for me, unfortunately, this season.
Right. Especially
is
on,
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like my Sunday show, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Right.
I want to cry before entering the week.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good.
I need to get it all out. And then I'm like totally okay for the rest of the week. Yeah, that's hilarious. But yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, so a little disappointed on that end. But yeah, it's I like seeing Lip being involved in helping anyone because that gives him motivation and that makes him stay healthy.
Yeah.
This is a sticky situation, as we know. So I'm a little nervous to see what happens. Part of me was like, yes, yay, at the end we see them making out and having sex.
Right.
But part of me is like, oh, I hope this is going to end okay, because I don't know if he's fully healed or at that place yet.
Right. I mean, I think I knew that when he was like, I'll go to the apartment and I'll get your stuff, don't worry about it, that he wasn't going just to the apartment. Like, something was going to happen. It's Lip. Like, something has to happen. And he does. He goes and finds her dad and starts, asking him, oh, so I heard you beat women. Like, you do.
Yeah.
You're lit. And, it totally gets the guy going. And then we see that he was using his friend from the bike shop's her niece to tape it. And I was like, oh, Lip, you are smart. And I love that you're taking that little girl because his what is her name? I'm sorry, at the bike shop. The one that just beats him up and has sex with.
Oh, I think it's like Eddie.
Tattoo lady, we'll call her.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm wrong about Eddie. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I don't remember her name. She's just like going to give her up after 2 days if her sister doesn't come and get her. And you could tell that upset him a little bit. So I did enjoy seeing her being there to
Let's
help.
talk about how jealous she would. Do you see how she was showing off that man?
Oh, jealous.
It's so funny because when she was first introduced, she was like this tough character and who was like, okay, I'm just going to have sex with you, so you just shut up. Just so she doesn't have to hear him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now she's like, she caught feelings. And
Oh, yeah.
I really
Yeah.
thought she wouldn't. And so that's the strong shell of a woman's kind of a little softer than we thought.
She's a regular old
sure.
Katy Perry. She's catching all. See, there you go. That's what's up. No?
Does anyone? I don't get that. What was that?
It's a song with Katy Perry, Calvin Harris. Jesus, am I the only
what's
one
the
caught
song?
up on pop?
Okay, help us here, Phil. What's
Yeah.
the song?
It's a
It's
Katy
called
Perry.
I got caught the
Catching.
feels. Catch the feel. Oh my God, moving on. Let's go.
I know the feel song. Know what you're talking about. Yeah.
All right, so
Okay.
yes, there you
I tried
go.
to tell Phil that if you have to explain your jokes, it probably
Well, at first she laughed, so I'm like, all right, she got it.
I just laughed that you threw out Katy Perry out of. I didn't see that.
Moving
one.
on.
At this
Let's
point, we're
move on.
laughing at you.
Great.
Not
Loving
with
it.
you. No, it's okay. I appreciate the effort.
All right, moving on. There's somebody who understands my humor and is laughing with me.
If you
All right,
guys
tonight, though-
understood that joke, I'd love to know. Comment below. But okay, so what were we talking about?
I am
Lip.
happy that
Oh,
he is
thank you.
with. I actually am happy that he's with Sierra, though. I that did make me happy tonight.
Good. What about you?
As weird
What do you
as
think
it
about that
may be.
relationship?
I'm glad they're coming together, but I think it's a little bit too fast. It's riding on too much emotion, and I don't like that. And I'm glad that at least there's an honesty factor, because as soon as he said, like, oh, where'd you get that? A wrench at work, I thought, luckily she wasn't stupid enough to buy it. She's like, oh, really? A wrench at work?
Right.
I get what you did. So at least, you know,
Right.
she likes him because he really did do the
Help her,
noble
yeah.
thing. But slow it down. Maybe just a kiss on the cheek. For now. For now.
Shameless. Kiss
I mean,
on the
yeah.
cheek.
as crazy as it is,
Butt cheek.
that scene I felt wasn't as intimate, right? And as big as actually the first scene that we see him she's crying her eyes out and he's holding her and the kid hops in the bed. Like, I thought that was way more
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah.
You know? So I thought that was an interesting thing too. Like, ooh, wow, we're really doing this.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll see how that happens. I know he's been wanting that for a while. But again, I don't know if he's considering everything he's been through. Is he ready to be a father?
Right.
It'd be like would be his family, you know.
Right.
It really would.
I know. I mean, things are wrapping up now, or they have to wrap up really
Right.
quickly because next week is the last episode. I feel like we'll have a lot of predictions, so I'll leave it. But like, this is the first year that I can't even think how they're going to
Right.
wrap things up. It's a little odd. Okay, Debbie. Holy shit. So, guys, when we were watching this, you obviously can't see us watching it, but we knew what was happening when she was getting up on the table with Liam. Let's just start right here because oh my God, it was so gross. And we were like, okay, we can't look. And at one time we all turned around so that we weren't watching the show. And then naturally, Frank comes in to save the day and just like, because they both passed out without any thought to it, he was just like, he knew what those toes meant.
Listen, I feel like he could have been a great war veteran. And if he was, like, speaking of retirement money, he could have made his retirement money that way.
Yeah, that would help.
But unfortunately, he did not.
This was my favorite scene of the night, though, I think, because that to me was very shameless. Like, that's
really
what, you know, like, of course he knew exactly what they were trying to do. You know, anyone else would be like, oh my God, like, what's going on? Blah, blah. And he's just
Right.
like, scissors, purple foot.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Toes. And then he cauterizes it. Like, he even knew what the next step was to help.
He's
save
done
her.
this before plenty of times. But I think you hit a good point where I think what makes Shameless and a perfect Shameless scene is when there isn't a lot of dialogue.
Yeah,
Really,
it's their
'cause
actions.
Yeah.
It's
Their
so
actions
true.
and like, you know, just even like locking it's that shameless thing, and it's just like, oh, like you were saying, we kept on looking away. The first kid passes out, then she passes out. I thought I was gonna pass out. Damn.
I think my favorite part was just him so calmly too, putting him in the bowl and then walking over to the garbage disposal.
And he goes,
dumping him
smells
in,
like
just
steak.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross.
Oh my God.
It is so gross.
Really gross.
So,
But then we see her in the hospital, and like that was funny when she was like, "Oh, it's an accident at work," and he was like, "They knew how to what's the word? Sorry,
Cauterize.
They knew how to cauterize."
Yeah.
Ugh.
Hilarious. And then she's like, can you just stitch me up? Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing that comes after cutting your toes off. Like, you just get them stitched up.
Yeah, that was interesting. So so the reason she got them cut off, right, is because she didn't want to wait for them to heal because she'd been on crutches for too long.
No, she couldn't. She would either have to get them cut off at the hospital, and it would be around like $7,000, or she'd have to have surgery to fix them, so she doesn't have to cut them off. But that was going to be about $50,000. And so she was like, No, I
and
can't
therapy
do that.
and
And
on.
therapy for a whole year, which is another however much money. So that wasn't an option.
So why do you think you have to get therapy? Because you just have to get over your lost limbs?
Well,
No,
they
you have
were
to
just
work.
so totally.
Oh, it's like physical
crushed
therapy.
that- physical therapy.
I thought it was emotional
No.
therapy.
She probably needs that too.
No, she clearly was just like, listen,
No,
it
too, I need
happened.
that.
She was like so calm about it the whole time too. Like, it happened. They're crushed. Like, can you just like cut these off or whatever so I can get back to welding class next week? I think is what she even said. These Gallaghers, man. Tough,
I don't like the medical procedures. We've already dealt with bad circumcisions,
Yeah.
and
though.
I mean,
that was painful,
yeah,
especially for you.
At least we didn't get to see it. You know.
I would have liked to have seen Debbie's reaction.
we
waking
saw
up.
skin on that one.
Extra skin.
Go back and watch that episode and tell me you don't
Phil
grimace the same way.
remembers.
Yeah, guy doesn't forget
burned
that.
his-
Yeah. I remember that whole combo. All right.
Moving on.
Yeah. So, okay. Speaking of circumcisions, Carl and Carl's wife Cassidy.
He needs to get
Oh
his.
God, I hate her, guys. I hate her. I hate her. I hate her.
I kind of love her.
Ah,
She's so freaking terrible that like every episode I'm like, okay, what's she gonna do next? Like she's so entertaining. She is.
Oh,
She
but
just
I
gets
am on the
worse and
complete-
worse and worse and worse. I'm all about it. Taking selfies with dead people, like that's amazing.
Like, in my mind, I am so invested in Carl. I've known Carl since he was little, and now he's growing up, and he was doing
Yeah.
much better going to military school. And here's this little bitch, lack of a better word, coming to ruin his life.
I'm
That's
right
Monica.
there with you on this one. That's how I feel too. Like I cannot stand her. She's exactly Monica. I hate everything about her. I love you, but I cannot stand this girl at all. I want her out.
Me
Done.
too.
Hit by a car. Gone. Whatever.
It was
Hate her. Hate her.
damn, it was crazy when he finally admits. When he finally like caves in and he's like, fine, I won't go to military school because it's like yet another one of her like crises. I really like that scene because I really like how he was just like, fine.
But how do you like it at all for him?
No, it's
and his
terrible.
future?
It's the worst thing. Like, I'm also like, it's like no. It definitely is terrible. I really hope this doesn't happen. And he's gonna come to his senses. He has, or someone in the family needs to like
It's
slap
up.
him for it to happen.
Yeah.
But it was just the way he was like, fine, I won't go, and just like he's just giving up, and like it's just to calm
Too
her.
easily. They don't give up on
Yes.
other stuff. They haven't given up on being homeless and living on the street and, all that other stuff. Don't give up now, Carl.
It's the power of the pussy.
Yeah.
But I feel like that scene would be a great scene if he was like 40 years old and trying to go after his dreams, and then it kind of makes sense.
Well, right, so-
You're like 15 years old and you're getting your dreams crushed.
And like you're
Over
not
that.
even legally married. That's
Right.
what kills me. Like this isn't even real. Just walk away.
Right.
Yeah.
It's real to Cassidy.
It's
It's real
Oh my god.
to
talk about
Cassidy.
issues.
But part of me didn't want her to hop in that car with that other dude who just rolled up when she was putting her thumb out when she was like, I'm getting out
I
of here.
was like, oh my god, she's
Yeah.
done. She's gone. Then she wasn't.
I mean, you know her. She would have gotten in that car, looked at the guy, be like, "You're hot," and made out with him, and he'd be her new obsession.
Yeah.
That's why I love her because she's fucking terrible.
Why I hate her is because she's bitching about like, oh, this prison that I was in, this 8,000 square foot prison of my life.
Suburban prison.
Yes, and as meanwhile she's ruining his future. Like if he doesn't go back
Right.
and do this, if he doesn't go back to military school, he doesn't like he's stuck in the same stuff. So that's what I
Right.
just can't stand is like her mentality of I was stuck in this 8,000 square foot prison, prima donna, yet she's taking selfies with dead bodies, whatever. I mean, which is his real life being shot at, being,
Right.
selling drugs. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't like, ha, let's take a cute selfie. It was
Right.
a scary freaking childhood and life. So that's what I can't stand is like the fact that he might throw all his chances away at a great future,
Yeah.
having a better life for himself because of this girl who's, it's more, to me, it's more of a game for her. It's
Oh, she's
more of a
fucking
like,
terrible. She's
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, well, and I don't know what kind of prison she was in. Her dad clearly lets her go. He came by and was like, here's your money. Tell her that we're going to dinner at the country club next week, and then doesn't look for her. Like, I'm sorry, you're not in any kind of prison. No
Yes.
one is trying to like find you or
Right, and
they're
she
like
still
letting
has
you do your thing until you come to your senses.
Exactly, like they're not cutting her off financially. Like she can buy whatever she freaking wants,
Right.
you know. So no, she's living the life of the party.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem that I think we all have overall is that Carl's smart enough to figure this out. In fact, he has. He's just not
already knows.
admitting it.
Yes.
Right.
Unlike, we can go back to the Ian and Mickey relationship. We were all torn as fans of, is this a good relationship or is it not? And overall, it turned out not to be. Mickey, for all his qualities, actually not that much of a redeeming character overall. I know that's blasphemous. I get it, but nonetheless, you know, it teeters that line. Here, there's no line to teeter. It's
Yeah.
just it just is.
The difference with that relationship, though, is there was something that we all we all loved and wanted them to be together, even though we knew it wasn't healthy. These two, I'm like, oh, she's just annoying. It's not even a good couple. Those two were like, you know, passionate and super connected. Like it was a different type of
Well, they're
relationship
having all
to
kinds of
compare.
sex too. This little kid.
I just keep thinking she's gonna get pregnant, and then we're really screwed.
Oh my
Well,
God.
we won't talk about the previews just yet, but
Was that in the previews? Did I miss it?
No.
we'll talk about it.
Ooh, okay.
What? Okay.
Little teaser for the end of the episode.
Phil, oh my God. Okay.
Dropping bombs, I know.
Okay, so Kev V and Svetlana. Svetlana's still on a hunt for some rich dude. So now they're at a super hot bar in Chicago. Drinks are like $24. A beer's $18. I'm like, what bar are you at? Oh my God. They see this guy at the end of the bar who they think is eyeing up, you know, Svetlana. And Kev goes over and immediately they're, you know, trying to pay him to have V go and up to their room for an hour. And they teeter on the thought of like letting her go because they offer them $4,000, but it doesn't
Doesn't pan out. I don't know, man, because like they're putting those prices up, and I could be like, for what? For what? And Phil was sitting next to me. He goes, for an hour with her, and I'm like, no, but for what? He's like, for an hour with her. I'm
right.
like,
But like,
I
does that
want
mean
details.
sex? Does that
I
mean
want
over the
details.
pants handy? What does that mean?
Yeah, and maybe it could be stripping, maybe just like, you know, oral. I don't know. I mean, like for that kind of money, I mean, I was getting interesting myself. I was like, give me the details.
Yeah, like if it was just her stripping, like she's done that before, like for everyone, she'd be like, I'm in, like,
Right.
let's go, right? Yeah,
This
maybe
ain't
they should have
stripping.
gotten more details.
What can happen in an hour? That's so bad.
I don't have enough time to list all of the
I
things
think
that could
Kev should
happen in an
negotiate
hour.
bonuses. It's like $4,000 to hang out, and then everything's based on tips.
Plus 10%
That's what I'm saying.
manager's fee for giving you my client.
Yeah.
Right.
If he's willing to put his price up and up, that's what I'm saying. There's like negotiation. So
I
it's
do
like,
love that they both like do kind of think about it, but at the same time, Kev was like, "That's my wife, dude. Like that's my wife," and I still love that because I love seeing that close relationship. So I was like, "Yes."
yeah, I thought it was
Yes,
cute. Also,
Kev.
when he first like gave him the first price, he was like, "Yeah, obviously you're gonna pay that much, but no."
Right? Yeah, she's obviously worth that. Yeah. Kevin.
What's your number, Phil?
Huh?
For an
Your
hour,
hourly
what's
wage.
Your, what's
Phil
your
in
rate?
1 hour, Phil?
What's my rate?
Yeah.
At least $10,000,
At least 10.
and that's just to hang out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
All
one,
right.
Steven.
I'm worth it, so F y'all.
We didn't. Stephen.
He's on it.
Thank you.
Yeah, watch all the comments. Like,
I
I pay
can't wait.
$10,000 for you. Yeah. I got you.
Caller?
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm the lower
Do we have a
thirds.
number you guys can reach him at? Yeah. That's really funny. No, but you can follow him at.
At Hayley Clover.
At
Thanks.
PD Svitek, and PD Svitek, go do it.
Yeah, that's great, except that's not my handle, so great. All that.
Oh my gosh.
Moving on.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, Svetlana decides that she's going to humble herself to the other Russian lady. Freelania? Freelania, I think is her name.
Okay.
I don't know. They're all, I don't know.
Vanya something.
She goes to this giant mansion that this other girl is living at, and the girl pretty much literally spits on her comments and tells her she's going to be a whore for the rest of her life. And then as the girl walks away to take a phone call, her soon-to-be husband, super old guy wearing a diaper, walks into the closet,
Hey, he's a handsome fella.
realizes that he has no idea who the girl is or like who's in her house because he keeps talking to Svetlana and tells her we're going to dinner at don't forget. And we don't know her plan yet, but I think we can predict her grand plan scheme will be to try to steal this gentleman.
Right.
Well, she tied up Freelanya.
Is that not her name?
I don't know.
I think that's her name.
That's her name now.
All right, we tied up Freelanya. Svetlana's dragging her ass around because she's not dead yet. We got to keep her just alive until we
my
get
God.
married, and then I don't
her
think
go.
she'll kill her because we have to gloat about it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
She's gonna have to
Yeah.
gloat. Absolutely.
You can't gloat to a dead woman. It's not
That's
possible.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. And then she'll wear that dress down the aisle.
Yeah. That makes me nervous though, because when we see that first scene, I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I kind of wanted to see them fight more. I hope she's not like actually dead. You know what I mean?
Doesn't sound like it, but
I
like, yeah.
I just
to
explained
her
why
to
she's
do
not.
anything.
You don't think she isn't?
No.
No, well, she says,
said-
I
yeah.
don't think she's dead yet. She said
She
that
said
to
yet.
Kevin.
Yet.
Yeah, but she's gonna wear that dress because the fat thing was what pushed it over the limit. So she's gonna walk. She's gonna be married to the guy
that dress.
wearing that dress,
From Fairway.
and Freelanya's gonna be right there watching this, knowing that Svetlana's a skinny biatch.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. I
Me
think that's
too.
exactly what's
Me too.
happening.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. All right, Frank. Couple things with Frank. He kept people's social security cards in a bag of bloody livers in the freezer, so that he could steal people's identity when he wanted to retire, which seems like a totally foolproof plan.
It does. What was the liver situation about though? Like they never really explained that. Just says
In case
Shameless.
you
It was
needed
just
livers.
him hiding it. I think that was his way of hiding it, and nobody was gonna like eat that stuff or touch it. I don't know. It didn't make any whatever. It was just like that's where he hid it. I don't know, but none of them work. Long story short, one's
Except
dead.
his works.
Yeah.
That's right. I was surprised that he actually checked his own. He was getting $3.64.
$3.64.
Which I'm
something,
sorry,
yeah.
that's a lot of money. Because considering how much he's worked, it's only a few weeks. Like if I get that much per week, like I'm gonna be golden.
So Juliet thinks for every week you work, you get $3.60 added to your monthly.
That's what he got. He only worked a few.
This is not how that
weeks,
works.
And then he got a few dollars.
He
I
would
worked
only
already
get
so much more than him.
$3.64.
But she thinks every week you work, so she
You increase it. If he's only worked 6 weeks and he gets $3 a month, think of all the weeks I've worked. And my age, I'm gonna have way more money, like a lot of money.
This is false thinking.
Well, you'll have more money than $3.64.
But it won't be $3.60 times all the weeks you
So
work.
it's not 6
No.
weeks equals $3.
No, not at all.
Well, that's shameless.
Did you not hear the story at the bar?
Do
How
you have a 401k plan?
I don't know. What
Are
that
we
is.
accruing any money at all?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm not.
Anyways, yes, at the bar.
yeah, the
Everyone
guy
was
worked for
complaining.
40. If your logic actually applied, the father who worked at GM for 40 years would actually have a retirement, and his pension wouldn't have gone tits up, and he wouldn't have been lucky to fall down into the assembly
What an
line.
explanation of why he was lucky too. He got put into a new Buick
Yeah.
Yeah.
something. He got mushed into one of the trunk of whatever.
For the first time, I found it strange that Frank had to ask, why was he lucky?
Yeah.
I was like, isn't it obvious? He died before he had to go into retirement.
Well, I think it's Frank gets so oblivious at that point. He's like, "Oh, I get to go in retirement," so he doesn't fully understand what that means, and he just thinks it's easy. It's just literally just cashing this check. So
Yeah.
that was funny.
Well, he might have another plan now to get some money. Liam is going to go yachting with his friend in the Bahamas.
Right.
Caribbean.
Caribbean.
Well, same thing, I guess.
What a dumb man. How can you be that rich and that dumb? Someone comes into your home, you're pointing out everything that's like this much money, and he knows you're going out of town.
And he knows
he's
you're poor.
wo-
He keeps saying, doesn't being poor suck?
And then he tried to relate in the beginning. He goes, "Yeah, I grew up tough. I didn't have a TV in my house till I was 12." It's like,
In
I'm
his
23. I
room.
don't have a TV in my room.
Right.
All right, well, to be fair, I think there's a lot more to it than that, in the sense that if he's that rich and can afford a $1.5 million little cowboy, he can certainly afford a $1 million security system. However, if Liam gets to learn the security system, then we bypass everything.
Well, we'll see. He's definitely using poor Liam again to make him money. And I feel bad because you hear him say, well, my friend thinks I could be in finance too when I'm older because I'm good at math. And you're like, oh, it's another Gallagher who is smart. Like, he's already doing all of the books for Frank every time he's got some type of business. Like, he absolutely could be something and do something with his life later on. And here we go again.
What happened to the shirt business? I thought we were making some money.
We always try a few things. We dabble around. But I don't know, Hayley. I want to keep hoping in Liam. He's always been around. We've only recently seen him talk. And, like, he's always been awesome. I think I have a lot of hope for the last one.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely the only one that's ever been in a school like that type of environment,
Right.
those type of people. So,
He's
yeah.
always
it's
rolling
gonna
with the
help.
punches with a smile on his face, and that will get you anywhere.
That's right.
I like how he said, who are you? I'm Lucas. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I stayed here last night. Yeah. Anything else with Frank this week? Besides, we already talked about the toes. So,
we already talked
you
about
know.
the toes.
I want to get your
Very
perspective.
frank.
Maybe this is better for next episode because it encompasses the whole season. But as far as his arc, right? Because he started off without Monica, then he sobered up. Now he's drinking again, not like he used to, so he's not a junkie. But he went from I'm in my 20s, I'm in my 30s, I'm in my 40s, now I'm ready to retire. He's not causing chaos, but
Right.
he's certainly edging towards old Frank.
Right. I was thinking about that too, actually, in the episode. I think it's kind of cool because we have a good balance of it. This feeds the Frank that even though we don't like, we kind of want. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it feeds like, oh my God, oh Frank. That's kind of why you watch the show. And it's not too far to the sense where you like really dislike him and he's terrible to these kids who's already gone through so much. So I think we have a really good balance with what's going on.
Yeah, I agree. I don't dislike. I definitely liked him at the beginning of this season. I liked seeing Good Frank just because it was so different. So it was fun. And I don't mind seeing Frank up to some of his antics again, but I'm sick of people getting their lives ruined by other people. Like, I just want to see one person succeed at the end of all of this, whenever this show ends, like, I'd like to see somebody on the right path, like doing well to where we know that they're going to do well.
Right.
I don't know.
There's always roadblocks. That's what the show's taught us, though.
I know. It's very true. Literal blocks in front of Fiona this week. Blocks being a wall.
Are you guys familiar with that song by Rage Against the Machine called How I Could Just Kill a Man? That's the feels I got.
You could just.
Hearing your music tonight.
I know Phil's on it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I really I wanted on behalf of Fiona to just really just go in there.
And kill those people.
I was just so happy she got the dog because that was driving me crazy. So I love that she went in and got the dog back out. But yeah.
They called
This
her
is annoying.
Sparkles. They called the dog Sparkles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually kind of cute. That's a good
They renamed it.
the little kid. Oh man.
What do we think about these people that are
They're
these
terrible.
freeloaders
Yeah.
that are trying to sue her for $6 million
Ridiculous.
after? I mean, it's like, how do you possibly live with yourself after doing that to somebody?
Damn, they
and I
just,
feel
like, suck the life.
terrible. She's handling it. Fiona's handling it much better than I would handle it.
Yeah.
You know, she hasn't totally broken down yet, and whatever, because this could just ruin her life. She's got some friends from the apartment helping, and so I think Fiona's gonna end up being okay. I liked that she took the dog and didn't immediately. I loved the kicking the lady in the face. She horse kicked, donkey kicked her in the face a few times, and then left. I kind of like that she didn't try to take over the whole place at once.
Yeah.
It's like, game on, bitch.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
That's funny. I thought that was disappointing because I'm like, as soon as she couldn't get into the door, I'm like, okay, why aren't you calling your sister up? And her sister's leg's broken. That's why.
But
Never
even
mind.
that guy that does the door. I mean, you could kick
Yeah.
the door, you could get the lock off.
Yeah.
Like, she just was trying to be more civil.
Right. But laws are really strict, right, for people who are really in favor of the people who are squatting
Yeah,
technically.
yeah.
Which is crazy. I feel like she's in a very sticky situation because on top of it we have the accident, but her just barging into that situation and in the room, that also makes me nervous. As much as I like that kick, I'm like, no, now you have another thing, assault. These people are crazy. They're going to take every inch they possibly can to just take any penny out of you.
Right.
And I felt that's why she was trying to not do it, you know,
Right.
not kick down the door, not just so that she was in
Right.
the rights there. So I liked.
Well, because technically right now she can't prove that the other lady can't prove that she came in. Like, she changed the lock. She doesn't have the thing. went ahead and
Right.
so she could just say, oh, I don't know, it was like that.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess I've never seen that
Which,
before.
can we talk about, like, she has a hot makeout session, but in front of her is a couch with, like, the two druggies. Did you guys notice it? It was really quick. They were in the apartment.
They're
of
in
the
that
druggies.
apartment
They're too
next
drugged
door?
up. They don't care.
Yes,
They're
I
having-
did see something, but I didn't know exactly what it was.
I was like, damn. That was kind of old Shameless for me. Yeah.
That guy's hilarious. Like, he's always drugged out, but he pays his rent.
Yeah.
Well, you wonder how.
I really liked. First off, I liked. What do we call in Blondie?
The
Thundercunt?
Thundercunt. Thundercunt. I really liked her suggestion.
Thundercat was good this episode.
Yes.
carbon monoxide.
Yes.
Yeah, just gas him out of the place.
Now, I think there is a way. The way the pipes, she did the pipes. I think if we like got all the smells to go towards that apartment, then I think they would definitely want to get the hell out of there.
I don't know.
And once they're out, they're
I
out.
liked the high school approach much more. Let's play the super annoying music until they literally can't stand it and have to come out and turn it off. Like, that's funny. That's funny.
It is. War of attrition.
Yeah.
It's biatch.
They need to
is
put some smelling bombs. What are those called? Stink bombs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
That's what
yeah.
I've done in that little hole.
Just keep throwing them in there.
Yeah. So we shall see.
Well, let's definitely talk predictions because we saw a lot of things for next week.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, I can't believe that next week is the last one.
I know, and we did think it was a little odd that they didn't mention it was the finale.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Anyhow.
a-
The trailer normally thought they said season finale. But
Right. They're keeping us on our toes.
Right.
So with Fiona, since we were just talking about her, we did see that the people in the apartment are gonna try to come to some type of settlement outside of court because they mentioned that they want their dog Sparkles back, and she's like, my effing dog. Like, now they're gonna try to take the dog just to stick it to her. What do we think will happen in that situation?
I really hope they don't get the dog.
they're not gonna get the dog.
I really hope
I think
not.
she'll give him more money and keep the dog.
I really love Fiona with this dog because it's like she owns something. It brings her joy, and like, we've seen her raise these kids, and she said she doesn't want to be a mother. So I think the dog's really neat.
Yeah.
Because it's just there. It gives her companionship. As I said, I really don't want them to take Sparkles away.
Listen, I think she's gonna win this out of court, and then she just needs to ride this out, war of attrition, get just continue stinking up the place, doing what you gotta do.
Right.
Yeah.
They will get their asses so fast out of that building, and once they're out, they're out.
I don't know, because that's what I thought when she meets with the first lady. But at the end, I don't know. She seems on very shaky ground. Like, they were saying that her letting them in the apartment was admitting guilt.
Listen, that's in the court system. We're taking to the streets,
There's
lady.
no way. I agree.
South
I
side.
don't think it's even gonna get to court. Like, that's not how
They can't
they
afford
do
a
things.
lawyer.
No, not
Right.
at all. I don't even know how they have the
Restraining order. No.
resources to get all of this stuff filed and all that kind of stuff. How
Well, no,
somebody comes.
it usually with a case like that, when you're a shitbag, the lawyer takes the case because they know they can settle for a large amount, even if it's
Right, and they're
like
gonna get paid
usually
off of it.
the other person, like her whatever is up to $500,000. So they throw in $6 million just to throw this
Try to
big
get-
threat. Then eventually they could settle for 500, and then the lawyer gets 200,000
Yeah.
out of that, which
Right.
big enough. But listen, the other family is still getting 300, and they weren't paying up front anyway. So.
Right. Very true.
Just unfortunately the way it goes, and I taught all the scumbags how to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, tune into AfterBuzz TV to hear all the tips.
We do. We give a lot of odd tips.
We do. This season has been, like, as you mentioned, very interesting. I think as they haven't really taken a plot and really taken it through several episodes. I think we've had a lot of quick ones.
Yeah.
And we usually have crazy cliffhangers, and I don't really see that. I feel like we have more, like, entertainment cliffhangers, if that makes any sense.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, the only thing I'm really looking forward to seeing is them resolving this, and I hope Fiona can keep on moving and keep making all these business steps that she's taking for herself. And I really hope that Carl just goes off to school.
So that's what I was gonna say. I really hope
Yeah.
next week somebody beats the sense into him and literally ships him off to school.
I think Cassidy's out.
I do
after
too.
next
She's
week.
gotta
I think
be
she's-
gone
I think he's
after
gonna
this season.
realize. Yeah, I don't think she. Yeah, exactly.
Well, in the
He's gonna let her
preview, she
go.
handcuffs him to the bed. The only thought process there being she's going to screw him and put a baby inside of her. Carl's only hope is to get limp dick at that moment.
Thanks, Steven.
So, you know,
Do you have a
let's all
button
pray.
that says limp dick? And every time someone says it, limp dick. Limp dick, limp dick.
Ah.
Yeah, I think he hits his limp dick limit with her next year. Yeah, I just think it's too much. Like, she's been along too long for this ride, and I think he finally...
She's
he's
a
too smart.
psycho.
Yeah, and he's too smart for it. I think he's finally... Something's going to turn in him next week,
And he
he's
just
going to
truly
cut her
loves
out.
military school. It's not even like I'm
Yeah.
just doing this for my future. Like, he actually loves it.
Yes.
So I
Remember
don't know
at
if
the
he'll give it
beginning
up.
of this season, we saw him in the kitchen all structured
Right.
and like running everything.
Yeah.
It's too big a
You're right. We haven't
turn
seen
to
him in the
just-
kitchen anymore. Let's be
Yeah,
mean.
what the heck?
They're
He
just
crawled
running
back
around
in the
town
kitchen.
and just doing stupid stuff. So yeah, that's crazy. But what makes me nervous is that, you know, I'm like, okay, well, if this does go down and he says he's not going, like Fiona's gonna go and slap him around and make him go. And I'm like, no, Fiona's going through so much stuff. It's gonna go over her head. She's gonna miss it, you know.
Right.
Lip, same thing. He's so worried with the other family, and I'm like, oh, and then
Yeah,
Ian's same
Ian's gay
thing.
Jesus.
So
and
we
he's
used
got
to
his own
have
thing.
someone at least, you know, if it wasn't Fiona, it was Lip, but it was Ian. Yeah, they're kind of all off on their own, so that makes me nervous. Like, who's gonna slap some sense into him? Not Frank. He's agreeing to this whole thing.
Right.
So
We don't know.
we don't know.
Listen, I feel like Kev's gonna come over and be like, "Hey, what's up with you Gallaghers? I haven't seen you guys in a while. I've been dealing with my own stuff." Oh, you got married? Oh, get the hell out, Cassie. You are getting the hell out right now.
I'll take it.
Me too. Guys,
I learned how to give instructions, and you are out.
okay, well, we're going to find out what happens next week in the big old finale finish. Right?
That's right. Season 8 coming to a close, but we got season 9.
That's right. Where can they find you on social media so they can talk about the whole season with you?
You can find me at JJ Jurgens.
Ooh. I have to say I'm so thankful to this panel. I'm gonna have to miss the next episode, unfortunately, and like it's been a great season of Shameless.
Aw,
Great
love
time
ya.
with you guys. Until next year, please go follow me on Instagram at Bonjour Juliet or Bonjour Juliet, which is the same thing.
And after
Pronounced
that
in a
year, you can
different way.
unfollow her. Is that what you mean?
You know what? You go and follow me.
All right. You can follow me
Blocked.
at Phil Svitek.
And you guys can follow me at Hayley Clover. Continue to comment with us on YouTube. Subscribe to all of AfterBuzz's videos. There's plenty. And until then, we'll wait and see what happens next week. Goodbye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.